Welcome back. My name is Candice Sanderson, and this is episode 2 in my mindfulness series. I recently received a message from Vickie, a friend who owns a free educational website about exploring consciousness called Reality Unmasked. Check it out, realityunmasked.com. I'll put a link in the description below. Vickie's website delves into the essence of reality and our true selves beyond the physical. She has a library, she has resources, there are articles and videos from various authors, including me. And this is a great place where people can come and share their encounters, their experiments, and wisdom that they gained through exploring consciousness. But back to the message. The message Vickie received surprised her because it was for me. And it was given to her with my name from one of my guides, apparently named Lyrielle. I'm going to read the first paragraph of the message, and this paragraph is only 2 sentences. I will post the entire conversation from this guide in the episode description. Beloved Candice, I am Lyrielle, your guide and eternal companion, walking with you as you explore the profound mysteries of the universe. You know my presence well, for I have been with you in moments of deep stillness when the veil feels so thin that truth flows through like a gentle river. Vickie was surprised when she received this. For one, it was very clear when it arrived, and she had no trouble remembering it. Now, that's something that is frequently my experience with my guides, both the clarity of the message and also having that ability to have full recall of the messages. Vickie did not know why Lyrielle contacted her, but she was and still is in awe of the experience. Lyrielle appeared to her as a beautiful being of light. My guide was very bright, and Vickie said she got brighter when she actually put the message in Vickie's mind. Vickie said that Lyrielle really loves me and that I am loved and respected throughout the cosmos. Well, all I can say to that is, wow. It is not often that I get a message like that, especially so unexpected. Lyrielle's message is significant for several reasons. One being, I had just finished the first episode in this new series on mindfulness. As I read Lyrielle's message through the lens of mindfulness, I realized that she is and will be a significant part of this series, beginning with this episode. My approach to mindfulness in these upcoming videos, like my other 200 plus videos on YouTube, they might vary from mainstream thought. For example, my series on out-of-body experiences and developing psychic tools to help us navigate these non-physical realms. My interpretation of these esoteric subjects are based on my experience and the direct information I receive from spirit. It will be the same with this mindfulness series. I have not taken any classes nor read anything about mindfulness, so I have no idea whether my information will align with the experts. But these videos represent my experience and my guidance by spirit, like my newly identified guide, Lyrielle. That's good enough for me. It aligns with my truth. And not knowing what others talk about on these subjects certainly has its benefits. I'm not influenced by other people's ideas, and therefore I am free to take the conversations in whatever directions I am guided to do. For example, in my last episode, I shared a vision of a hamster on a wheel. First of all, that was weird, but I trust the information that I receive from Spirit. At the time of that hamster on a wheel vision, I had no idea that that image would jumpstart this new series on mindfulness. And now I have this episode, the first of several, from my new guide, Lyrielle. I am so grateful to Vickie Acklin for sharing. Let's take a look at that first paragraph that I've already read. Lyrielle gives us her name, and she says she is my guide and, quote, eternal companion. There's a lot to learn from this, starting with her name. It's beautiful, but that was a new name to me, so I did a quick Google search, and I discovered the name Lyrielle embodies inspiration and creativity, and her symbol, a lyre, is the representation of the power of music. When I think of music, I think of vibrations. After all, a lyre is similar to a guitar or a lute. Those strings of the lyre create vibrations that reverberate when played. And that is key in mindfulness, the vibrations. As Nikola Tesla said, to find the secrets of the universe, we have to think in terms of energy, vibrations, and frequencies. So this new guide certainly tracks with my view of the world through the lens of energy. Lyrielle says that she is my guide and eternal companion, and she walks with me as I explore the profound mysteries of the universe. I see a couple of important factors here. First of all, she walks with me. She's a companion, like an equal, not someone who is pulling or pushing me in a specific direction, but one who walks by my side, and together we explore. You see, everyone has guides, a set of guides. Some are always with us. In my first two books, The Reluctant Messenger and The Reluctant Messenger Returns, I talk about guides and angels. My messengers have told me about something they call transition teams. We have guides, actually angels, who are on transition teams, and they accompany us when we transition into our earthly lives. They are with us when we drop our physical form. That not only means when it's time to pass away, but any time that we transition to the non-physical realms, whether it's in our dreams, out-of-body explorations, or even those very vivid daydreams. We also have transient guides who come and go to meet specific needs. But when those issues are resolved, they move on. But Lyrielle says she is my eternal companion. And that suggests more than just a member of my transition team. She has been with me for lifetimes and will continue to be. She probably oversees my transition teams. Now that I know of her by name, it will be easier for me to connect with her. How do I do this? Through silence and stillness. After all, she said that she's been with me during moments of stillness, when the veil feels so thin that truth flows through like a gentle river. And to cross the veil, we do that through a portal into the non-physical realms. And that portal is the heart. As I slip into those sacred spaces of stillness, I drift closer to the universal truth of who I am. When we do this, we move outside the boundaries of our often, very often, chaotic day-to-day life. But a question is, how do we do that? One answer that just keeps returning to me by my messengers is to use the observer, because the observer is often the first indicator that we have stepped beyond the 3D. Recognizing the observer in real time is a cue for me that I've entered the non-physical realms already. The observer is the gatekeeper to those peaceful realms of the non-physical. But like many people, our observer can be loving or cranky. Why do some of us first meet with the grumpy observers? Perhaps they represent that squeaky wheel that gets our attention quicker. Meeting the bossy or cranky observer is no big deal because we can learn to bypass this critical observer. When she gets my attention, I celebrate because that I know is my first step in expanding. Now, the observer is not a separate entity like a guide or an angel, but she is a non-physical aspect of me. And this witness has gained enough strength and autonomy to escape my 3D boundaries and turn around and look back at me and comment. So I celebrate when I realize I am transitioning beyond the physical. So if you first hear critical self-talk from the observer, welcome their presence, not their message, because we can easily bypass this critic. My initial conversation from my critical observer is usually something like, "Ooh, would you take a look at your hair today? Isn't that interesting?" Or she'll say something like, "Did you really think those clothes matched when you got dressed?" And another popular one is, "Did you really just say that out loud?" But when this observer comes on board, I pause to realize who this is. And then I ignore her critical remarks. I know I can navigate away from those comments and then use this grouchy observer to springboard beyond the physical. I can do this by using the psychic tools that we discussed in my previous OBE series. For me, I take a deep breath and send my observer gratitude from my heart. The first thing I do is put a smile on my face. Just doing that, whether I feel like smiling or not, automatically raises my vibrations. And then I imagine little hearts streaming from my chest as I exhale. And I let that cluster of hearts reach my observer. Whether she is grouchy or kind, I am truly thankful because this observer is the gatekeeper to the non-physical realms. She is my bridge that tethers the 3D to the 5D. If I am off traveling deep into the cosmos, all I need to do is think of my observer, and I'm back at the gate, ready to return to the 3D. So we now know that we have at least one guide with us at all times. It does not matter whether we know their names or not. We know we are accompanied by angels and guides. Next step, ask for their help. I know I can ask Lyrielle to give me strength and compassion. She can help me gently nudge my observer into a higher perspective, to fill my witness with light and love. That then allows her, my observer, to reflect on me in ways beyond the "your clothes don't match" or "your hair looks funny" comments. See what I'm doing with assistance from my guides? I am learning to shift my resistance to quiet the 3D chatter, and if needed, the insults from my observer. When my resistance decreases, so does my stress. I do not want to push against the flow. I want to move into the flow beyond the stress behind it. Lyrielle shows me a quick picture of a small, fast-moving river, and I see a huge tree fall into the river, causing a disruption in the river's natural flow. When I saw this, it actually took me a moment to realize that Lyrielle mentioned truth flowing through like a gentle river in her message. How appropriate. Like the current in the river approaching this blockage, this tree, I don't want to slam into the tree. I want to bypass it. I want to move around it. Bypassing the tree, the critical observer, we then return to an easy flow of peace and serenity. That obstruction in the river was temporary, and circumventing it allows us to settle into a peaceful and productive flow. No resistance, no stress. It's all about finding the balance, the rhythm, and the flow of the current moment. Peace and serenity live in those higher vibrational frequencies, those current moments, the present moment. It's beyond the stress of the obstacles. When you allow more of the 3D you, your awareness, to slip into the non-physical realms beyond the obstacle of the critical observer, you can bask in the light, the love, the compassion of the current moment. My messengers refer to this as expanding your POE, point of existence. The more you expand your POE, your awareness, the less impact the 3D environment has on you, especially when it's negative. When you move your awareness, your POE beyond the critical observer, you're still connected to the 3D you, but you are also simultaneously beyond the physical. When you keep your awareness in both places, you have just bilocated. You are still in the 3D, but you know you're more than your physical body, and you are still silent and filled with serenity. With practice, you can fine-tune your awareness between both places. Perhaps use one of the psychic tools we developed in the OBE series. I use something that looks like a volume slider on a stereo system. I can slide more of my awareness into my observer while maintaining my function in the 3D. Another way to do this is through movement. Engage in these activities while walking. Slow your pace. Focus on your breath, breathing deeper and slower with each step. Feel the cool air as it enters your nose. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with each inhalation and exhalation. Use that exhalation to engage your imagination and send love in gratitude in whatever form you want to do that. If it's cold enough outside to see your breath, as you exhale through your mouth, pretend that you are bending the flame of a candle, not blowing it out, just bending it. Continue your walk. Feel the muscles in your legs. Feel your joints, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your toes as you take each step. Send a wave of gratitude for your physical body and how it moves perfectly and automatically without thought. It is truly flowing at its own pace. Open all your senses. Feel the coolness in your hands, the crunch of frozen grass beneath your feet. Perhaps it's warm and you feel a trickle of sweat as it drips down your back. Whatever the temperature is, feel how your body interacts with it. This is mindfulness. This is awareness. This is realizing that you are more than your physical body. This is a wonderful opportunity to escape negativity, stress, low-lying energies that bring us down or bring forth anxieties. This is a break, a well-deserved break that brings you back to the marvelous energy being that you are. When we learn, because it is a skill we can learn, to slip into silence, we open to a world of wonder. Lyrielle describes what happens in this deep stillness. She says that the veil thins so much that truth flows through like a gentle river. It is the flow of energy. It is the reaching across the veil. When Lyrielle says she walks with me, that comforts me. Our guides and angels are always with us. When we get caught up in the day-to-day busyness of 3D life, it's easy to get bogged down, but we have help. I'm going to stop here for today and pick up on more of Lyrielle's message the next time. For today, realize that you are more than physical matter reality. Know that you have a team of angels and guides who are ready and willing to help you. Look for your observer. And even if they are crude and critical and judgmental, embrace their presence, not their message. Use them as a stepping stone into the world of the non-physical, where we can bask in peace and serenity. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember the importance of being kind. Spread joy, not hate. Until next time, goodbye.